And as you can see, I am not dead.
Despite a controversial red card to Fabian Schär, a late first-half strike from Joelinton secured the Magpies a first win of the season. From the Brazilian magic, to discussing Newcastle's defensive secret, to revealing Fabrizio Romano and Eddie Howe's massive transfer bombshell on Marc Guehi's potential arrival. Plus, we will also unveil the exciting development regarding Bruno Guimarães at the end. It's a game changer. As per, join us as we discuss the 5 things we learned from Newcastle United 1 Southampton 0.
Let's go.
Starting off with the Brazilian magic. Joelinton was a colossus for Newcastle, spearheading their victory with a colossal 7.9 match rating. The Magpies looked a different beast with the Brazilian prowling the left flank, providing a tireless two-way shift. Joelinton's towering influence was felt at both ends of the pitch. He broke the deadlock with a well-placed left-footed finish, slotting coolly into the bottom corner. But his defensive contributions were equally vital, as he won 8 duels in midfield, made 6 clearances, 2 blocks, and 1 interception to relieve pressure on the Newcastle backline.
Joelinton got the goal. You missed him for so much of last season. How big a performance did you get from your Brazilian midfielders today?
Yeah, both Brazilian midfielders and Sean I thought were huge for us because they had a big job when we went down to 10 men and we changed our system. They had a big job to cover a lot of grass, defend really well. But also, of course, we still wanted to be a threat in the game and to try and find a way to win. And Joelinton's popped up with a key goal. And then after that, he's defended the wide areas really well with Sean. And Bruno's patrolled the middle, and all 3 of them I thought were fantastic.
This was a performance of gargantuan proportions from a player who has become indispensable for Eddie Howe's side.
Hello, Joe is massively played for us last season. I cannot say in the words how much I miss him because Joe is it. He's everywhere. He's working hard with the ball, without the ball. He's an unbelievable player for us. I'm very pleased for him. He deserves. I know how much he suffered last season because he wanna play and he couldn't. So, yeah, Joe absolutely massive for us.
Joelinton's boundless energy, creativity, and defensive industry made him the fulcrum around which Newcastle's success revolved. A truly titanic display from a colossus of the modern game.
Hi guys, Joelinton here. I just want to thank you for your support. Amazing support again. Very happy to get the 3 points today. Difficult game, but we stick together and fight together. So, how are the lads?
The second thing we learned was that Captain Fantastic led from the front. Donning the armband for the first time in the Premier League, Bruno Guimarães delivered a commanding display worthy of a true leader. The Brazilian maestro orchestrated Newcastle's midfield with a consummate control, dictating the tempo and shape of the game. Guimarães' influence was felt in every facet of the game. The 26-year-old covered every blade of grass, winning 2 crucial ground duels and making 6 well-timed tackles to snuff out opposition attacks. Crucially, he also drew 6 fouls, winning the battle in the center of the park and setting the tone for his teammates. The statistics highlight Guimarães' total dominance. Most touches, 30, most duels won, 6, most fouls won, 4, and most final third entries, 4, in the first half alone. This was a performance of regal authority, with the captain leading by example and driving Newcastle forward with his box-to-box dynamism and incisive passing. With Livramento's continued impressive displays keeping Trippier out of the team, Guimarães' captaincy credentials are only growing stronger. On this evidence, the armband could soon become a permanent fixture on the Brazilian sleeve, as he cements his status as the heartbeat of this resurgent Newcastle side.
You were captain for the first time in a Premier League game for Newcastle. What did it mean to you?
Another dreams came true for me, be captain here, where I'm loved and when I love to be. But I'm sure cannot find the words to be how happy I am. But I don't know if he'll keep the same way, be captain, but I think he's many ways to be a leader. We still have Burn, Jamal, Kylian, Carl Wilson. I just wanted to help the team, but what a feeling. It was good.
When you were tired at times today, did that armband give you a little bit of a boost, to a bit more responsibility?
Maybe yes. I don't know. I just try to play the same ways. Always give everything. But today was different. We knew that for keep the 1-0, we should work hard, and everyone worked very, very hard to keep the clean sheet. So it was well done for everyone. I think it was a massive win for us, and everyone is happy about the win today.
The third thing we learned was that the Newcastle future is bright in the fullback positions. Handed a surprise start over the experienced Kieran Trippier, Tyno Livramento rose to the occasion with a commanding defensive display for Newcastle. The 21-year-old, lining up against his former club, proved why he has become a fixture in the Toon backline with a resolute and disciplined performance. Livramento's defensive numbers were exemplary: 2 clearances, 2 blocked shots, 2 tackles, and 4 duels won. Though his attacking output was limited due to the team's tactical changes after Shah's red card, the young fullback more than made up for it with his solid work off the ball. Newcastle fans have become accustomed to Livramento's defensive reliability over the past 12 months, and this outing was no exception. His decision-making and positional awareness belied his tender years, as he helped the Magpies maintain their clean sheet in the face of constant pressure. With Trippier's long-term future at the club uncertain, Livramento is staking a strong claim to the starting berth. This performance will only further cement his status as a key component of Eddie Howe's resurgent side, as the young fullback continues to showcase his maturity and quality at the highest level. Alongside Livramento, Newcastle's other young fullback, Lewis Hall, also delivered an impressive display, earning a 7.2 match rating. The ex-Chelsea man was a constant threat with the ball at his feet, showcasing his technical prowess and ability to drive forward. While Hall was occasionally caught out defensively, as evidenced by his 3 dribbles past, he more than made up for it with a moment of sheer brilliance. His outstanding goal line clearance in the second half proved pivotal in preserving Newcastle's clean sheet, as the visitors mounted a late onslaught. In a match dominated by one-way traffic, with the hosts struggling to maintain possession, Hall's defensive contribution was invaluable. His willingness to put his body on the line demonstrated the character and determination that have made him a valuable asset for the Magpies. Though he was substituted in the 70th, Hall's overall performance was a promising start to the new season. The youngster continues to develop and refine his game, and this outing will only strengthen his claim for a regular starting berth in Eddie Howe's side. With Livramento and Hall impressing at full back, Newcastle's future appears to be in safe hands as the club's young guns take center stage. Fourth thing we learned was the brick wall between the sticks. In his first competitive outing at St James's Park since December 2023, Newcastle's returning English goalkeeper Nick Pope delivered a commanding display worthy of his 7.3 match rating. Although he was only called upon to make 3 saves, Pope's impact went far beyond the basic stats. The difference between Pope and his predecessor, Martin Dubravka, was especially evident in the second half as the Magpies came under sustained pressure. Pope's assured kicking and decision-making helped relieve the pressure on his backline, allowing Newcastle to weather the storm and secure a crucial 3 points. While he may have only prevented 0.42 goals, Pope's presence in goal provided a sense of security and stability that was crucial to the Magpies' defensive solidity. His slight injury scare after taking a free kick did little to dampen his influence, as the Englishman continued to marshal his defence with authority. With Pope between the sticks, Newcastle's backline can take comfort in the knowledge that they have a reliable last line of defence. The goalkeeper's reputation for commanding his area and making important saves will only continue to grow as he cements his status as the Magpies' number 1. Then, while the spotlight may have been on the more glamorous names, Emil Kraft's unsung performance deserves special recognition. The Swedish defender, affectionately known as Newcastle's own Cafu, put in a shift worthy of his 7.0 match rating. Despite touching the ball just 14 times and completing only 2 passes, Kraft's defensive contribution was invaluable. He made 6 crucial clearances and 2 timely blocks, demonstrating the kind of no-nonsense defending that has made him a trusted member of Eddie Howe's backline. Kraft's willingness to put his body on the line and do the dirty work is a testament to his character and commitment to the cause. While he may not be the flashiest player, his reliability and work ethic make him a valuable asset in Newcastle's quest for success. With Trippier's future at the club uncertain, Kraft's performance serves as a reminder that he can step up and fill the void if required. The Swede's versatility and ability to adapt to different tactical setups make him a valuable squad player, one who can be counted on to deliver solid, uncompromising displays when called upon. With his defensive performance, despite playing with 10 men since the 28th minute, having a very low XG, being suffocated as seen in the field tilt, having only 22% possession, 3 shots and 1 on target, Newcastle grabbed victory against Southampton. Speaking after the game, Eddie Howe also said,
Eddie, I think that's the third year in a row you've won here on the opening day, but how do you assess that one?
Yeah, a very difficult game, as we knew it was going to be beforehand. We're playing against a very good team. Having watched them all of pre-season, as you do when you're preparing for your first opponent, there was no surprise how good they were with the ball. There was no surprise on their style, and I thought it was early stages of the game was quite even. I thought we were having joy. They were playing their way, and a really interesting tussle. And of course, the sending off changes the game totally. But most importantly, I think for us, it brought the crowd into the game, and it made the atmosphere absolutely hostile, and they supported us to the hilt, and I think that made the difference.
What did you make of the red card?
I think it was harsh on Fabian, but I think you don't want to see players come together with their heads. I don't think contact's clear. I think it's really minimal, but it's something we'll learn from.
Has Brereton Diaz gone down a bit easily just to make sure the referee sees it?
Of course, I think he has, and you could call it gamesmanship, you could call it whatever you want to call it, but I think just we don't want to put ourselves in that position where we're leaving ourselves vulnerable to those situations. That's something we'll learn from. Our discipline record, I think, has been very good over a long period of time, so that's certainly something we don't want to creep into our game.
Have you spoken to Fabien Scher about it and just reminded him that you don't put yourself in that situation?
No, I don't think it's the time to do that. I think we're speaking the week.
With the man advantage, I mean, maybe not surprised is the right word, but they keep the ball very well for a newly promoted side.
Yeah, but they've done that all of last year, and yes, they're a newly promoted side, but by and large they're a Premier League team and have been historically. Of course, they suffered a relegation, but they came back really strong last year, and as I said, I watched a lot of their games. So very, very good footballing team, really high possession, very difficult to get the ball off. So I think they'll be a really good team this year, and all the credit to Russell and his coaching team.
Last one, Eddie, how does the next week shape up for you? How much time on the grass? How much time looking to bring in new faces?
No, it'll all be on the grass for us. I think we're very much focused on trying to improve our performance. We've still got players that played today to bring up to speed, to get them fitter. And I think you could see that at times. We're a little bit fatigued and not quite ourselves today, so we'll look to do that.
Then in other Newcastle United news. Despite the Magpies' best efforts, they have so far been unable to reach an agreement with the Eagles for the highly rated 24-year-old centre-back, Guehi. Newcastle had submitted 4 separate bids for Guehi in recent weeks, but all were rejected by Crystal Palace, who have stood firm on their valuation of the player. Speaking after the Southampton victory, Eddie Howe on Marc Guehi deal said, "The conditions have to be right for us. We can't do something that goes against the longer-term good of the football club. We will try to make the right decision." In his latest update, Romano has now revealed that Palace have prepared a new contract proposal for Guehi in case he ends up staying at Selhurst Park beyond the current transfer window. Speaking on his daily briefing, Fabrizio Romano said, "There's still no agreement between Newcastle and Crystal Palace over Marc Guehi. The reports are accurate. Newcastle still want to sign Guehi, but there's still no agreement, and so this week talks will continue to understand if they can find a way or not. In case Guehi stays, Palace have prepared new deal proposal for him. So although the pursuit of Guehi has been Newcastle's main priority, but the failure to reach an agreement with Palace has become a source of frustration." With less than 2 weeks remaining until the transfer deadline, Newcastle now face a crucial decision. They must decide whether to go all out in their efforts to sign Guehi, or turn their attention to alternative targets to strengthen their defensive options. The report suggests that Palace's preparedness to offer Guehi a new contract could be an indication that they are increasingly confident of retaining the services of their prized asset. This would represent a significant blow to Newcastle's ambitions, as Guehi has emerged as one of the most impressive young defenders in the Premier League over the past few seasons. As the clock ticks down on the summer transfer window, the negotiations between Newcastle and Crystal Palace will undoubtedly continue to be a closely monitored storyline. The Magpies will be desperate to secure Guehi's signature, but Palace appear determined to get the best possible deal for their player. The outcome of this saga could have major implications for both clubs as they look to build on their respective successes from the previous campaign. For Newcastle, the ability to land a player of Guehi's caliber would be a significant statement of intent, while for Palace, retaining such a valuable asset could be crucial in their pursuit of European qualification. Then in a recent exciting development, Bruno Guimarães has revealed he wants to be remembered as a legend at Newcastle United and have his picture alongside some of the greats of the club. Guimarães has become a member of the club's leadership group this season, replacing the outgoing Matt Ritchie alongside Jamal Lascelles, Kieran Trippier, Dan Burn and Callum Wilson. The Brazilian has become a very influential member of the squad following his arrival from Lyon in January 2022 and captained the team from the off for the first time in a Premier League game on Saturday. Guimarães' influence on the pitch is well known, but the Brazilian's leadership skills are, as he admitted himself, something he is keen to work on with a place in the leadership group. Guimarães will play a key role in any successes the Magpies have this season, but it's not just this campaign that Guimarães is targeting success in. Writing in the club's matchday program, Guimarães spoke of his desire to write himself into the club's history, alongside some big names. I've always said that I want to put my name in the history of Newcastle United, and when one day I move on, I want the fans to speak about Bruno, and to have left a legacy here. Guimarães wrote, I want my photo to be in the reception like Sir Bobby Robson, Kevin Keegan, Jackie Milburn. I want to be a legend like them, but to truly achieve that, we need to lift a trophy. And if you would like to know the unbelievable journey of Bruno Guimarães, click the video link on screen now.